times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just, yeah. I ain't telling no lies, I just 5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to our Think Ownership series. My name is Mbali Mavundla. Wishing everybody a happy Friday. This is the Think Ownership series. I am joined in by Opalisa Bingolo, who is part of the Barui administration team. Other members are supposed to be jumping in, but they're going to join us just a bit later. For now, Palisa, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Mbali?
I'm
Just
all right,
very tired.
Yeah, you're not giving me that actual, that Friday energy that I'm used to, but it's okay. I'll let you go for now. Are you recovering? Are you recovering from the week?
Yes, I'm recovering from the week. It's been a hectic one.
It's been a very hectic week. Group 1, guys, with THUDmoney franchise Stokvel, Group 1 is finally a co-op. Congratulations on successfully transitioning from a Stokvel to a cooperative. We'll dive in a bit deep into what does this really mean for the group from a trading perspective. The target is to build cooperatives that are owned, managed, and run by members who are not only shareholders, but also customers of the brand, meaning whatever product we plan to take out to the masses, we would have consumed it first and approved it. And beyond profits, our communal structure is set up to not only make profit, but serve the needs of its customers. And food security became like clearer during the pandemic more than ever. Food is a basic human need, it's a basic human resource. So that's why it was easier for us to tap into that industry and say, hey, this is how we want to serve the people. We want to make sure that from our end, people are fed. Now, and look into the numbers. Co-op 1 is standing at 1.2 million, and Group 2 is standing at 973,000, slowly catching up. I think by the end of the weekend, Palisa, Group 2 would have caught up with Group 1. I'm not really sure. What's your take?
Yes, so Group 2 has been very surprisingly very quick. To think they started almost a month and a half later.
Yes, later
So
than Group 1.
Yeah, so they really are. It's really great that their pace is so much faster in terms of payments. Yeah.
But also we love to see it. We like it when we take an idea to the people and they're like, hey, and they take it and they run with it. It also shows just how much trust the people have in the movement, how much trust the people have on the group that is leading. Maybe let's dive a bit deep into what's been happening this week with Co-op 1. What's going to change now that Co-op 1 has successfully transitioned?
So first of all, we are very grateful to the members for participating and being with us so far. It's really been a great journey of buying into the vision and buying into what we all want to do collectively. So this week has been extremely busy with us preparing to be for the formation meeting, which is the first step into being a cooperative. Yet we're still going through the registration, so which means step one is done, which was the formation meeting and appointing the board of the cooperative. So now it's been behind the scenes, specifically from Barui's side. We've been working until 3 a.m. most of the time, and I know Bali, you've seen the messages flying all over. But consultations with different stakeholders, that's to make sure that everything in terms of governance we're doing everything above board because we are working with people's money here. So
Yes, yes,
the legal opinion is very important. So there's been a lot of back and forth with that
yes.
from the Barui. There's been a lot of due diligence in checking the stores that are gonna be put forward to the members at the formation meeting, which was done. So it's been finalizing all those things. Yes, we're still not done, but at least now we have formed, and there is a board in place to also assist in progressing and being a cooperative that will be able to finally transact and pay for
Yes,
that store that the
yes,
members was
yes.
presented with.
Yeah, yeah. Now, maybe you want to tell us a bit about the kind of skill set and expertise that the newly appointed board brings to the table.
Oh my goodness. We have such a highly qualified board in terms of experience, in terms of qualifications, in terms of entrepreneurial skills. So it's a nicely diverse board, and most importantly, we also have a board that's got experience in cooperatives.
Yes,
They
yes,
understand the act and the corporate governance of cooperative, because it is a bit different from PTY, and it does need a bit of more patience because it's a equal ownership, everyone. But
yes.
I have a full trust on the board that was appointed by the members, and for me, they tick all the boxes, and most importantly, it's the members' choice. So the skill set go from finance to entrepreneurial to
Yeah,
business to
yeah.
engineering. So yes, it's a nice diversified board. So we are in good hands.
Yay. I mean, we're looking forward to meeting them and presenting them to the people. I think maybe we'll have a chance to engage them. Will that be a possibility? Or we're just engaging them behind closed doors since we have two separate groups?
That since they the board, it's up to them.
Okay, okay, okay. We
So
would
they
really
will have to
appreciate it if,
we'll
yes,
have to ask them if they're ready to engage and
yeah.
everything. But from my experience of having these live sessions and constant communication, it does
Yes.
put the members at ease, the
Mm,
transparency
mm.
and the questions that they might have not thought of.
Yes.
This is a good platform to do so. So if I
Yes.
had to encourage them, I would say the board, when you are nice and ready, come talk to the people.
Yes, the board has a grand responsibility of leading 100 members. We know that it's not a light issue, and we hate to dump it on you, but I mean, you did volunteer to say, hey, we are here. And we'll be supporting, in every way possible. So they're not really out there by themselves alone. We're not throwing them out into the werewolves. We are equally supportive in the background as just normal members, even if they're not part of the board. So yes, we'd love to engage the board pretty soon. And then now,
Yes,
I
please,
mean,
please, please support the board.
and Melissa, we with that money co-ops, we are strongly pushing democratizing ownership. What other values does this cooperative movement stand for?
So number one, as you said, out of everything is ownership, making sure that we are owning what we're consuming. We are having an ecosystem within our members, giving them opportunities where necessary. So we want to build this whole co-op economics in terms of from the supplier to the consumer to the customer. Everybody is within and has a share of all these activities. So my
Yeah.
favorite part about cooperatives, besides the financial collaboration of it, is also the collaboration of different skills of people. So something that is not that we don't talk about a lot in terms of how, when you're talking about collaboration, always talking mostly about putting our money together, which is one part of it. It is so great, and through this process that I've also learned is that putting different heads together is really better than one, literally and practically. And
Yes.
these different skills, when they come together, you do come to a better product. And most importantly, the sustainable development of communities, where these cooperatives are gonna be serving, they're gonna be employing people.
Yes.
And that is a bigger picture than all of
Yeah.
us in terms of
Yeah.
impacting the economy. So I think if we support the leadership and work together as members to make this a success, we really are onto something great here.
Mm, mm, mm. I love that. And hopefully, you know, more than 50% of our members have a skill or service to offer, because at the end of the day, we really just want this to be a running engine on its own, to say, hey, if we need this skill, it's here within. Yeah, one. So, you know, members are encouraged to, you know, put their best foot forward and come out and say, hey, I have this is what I can offer, you know, without anyone even having to ask. Now this question, Vanessa, often comes up. You know, communications from members every now and then, why minors cannot be part of the cooperative. Would you like to reiterate that, please?
Yes, first of all, in South Africa, legally, most of transactions, especially financial transactions, they do need somebody who is over 18. So it's not one dimensional of just so per act, the Cooperative Act, it does say 18 and above. So that's what we are following. But also, Stokvel, and as according to regulation, they also have to check the ages if it's over 18. So we're just following regulation and the acts that are involved in the whole process.
Okay. Okay, I see someone is here. So, Balisa, it's come up in conversation that there are financial resources required to successfully run the co-op. Maybe just break down these fees in percentage, you know, where they come from, what do they cover, you know, who makes the decision, who decides how much it is, just to, you know, bring a clearer picture to our members that yes, we've formed, yes, we've paid the joining fee, but it's just for the buying of the store. But what happens behind, you know, behind the scenes in terms of making sure that the co-op stands and it's running and it has, you know, resources to move forward, what really happens?
So that is a great question, Bali, because one of the cooperative challenges is funding. Usually people don't do the cooperative the way we have done it. It's usually people then, after they forming, now they go apply for funding or loans, and because it is such a challenge in terms of funding and making it operational. So what we have done, we have self-funded by asking members to contribute to invest in the franchise store. So that challenge is already tick number one. So number two, still underfunding. This the biggest one is partly solved when that is great. That means you are co-op from the beginning, that is self-funded. That is something great we should be proud of, and we use the Stokvel model to do that. So the second thing, that the co-op needs to be operational. It needs to
Yes.
have a leadership. There needs to be policies in place. It's still a business that will need a cash flow. So that needs funds, and that's where the membership fee, the co-op membership fee, comes in, and that is the 1.2 that the members were communicated about from the beginning, because we knew that we're going to be converting into a co-op. That when the co-op does register, there is something called an annual membership fee for operational costs of the co-op. So this fee will be obviously part of the budget for the year for the operations of the co-op, which are the reserves of the co-op, because it does need reserves, which are your normal fees, the people that are going to be putting these policies out, the outsourcing for consultations and other skills that are outside the co-op members or the board, and paying the board themselves for the work they'll be doing. So the board will be quite operational. So they do need to be incentivized. What do you call it when you give somebody an incentive?
Incentivized.
Incentivized.
Yes.
So they need to be given incentives for their work. Yes, it's voluntary
Yeah.
work and they're representing members, but it is people's time and people's skills. So on top of them being volunteers, they do need to be to be given an incentive for that, and that comes from the membership fees and all the other operational costs that will come out of running this
Yeah.
business called the
Yeah.
cooperative.
So maybe the next question would be, who manages the budget control of the cooperative then?
It is the board. So in the board, there's a treasurer and the deputy treasurer, and your hours, they are great. They meet all the financial control skills.
Yes.
So it is also their expertise in their careers. So we are in good hands in terms of budgeting and how money is gonna be allocated. So that is an important aspect for a board to have, because we
Yeah.
do want money to be managed well. So that skill is there in the board, in the new board.
And I mean, just a quick question, because we can't always get members, we can't always communicate with members on time. Does their participation affect compliance, maybe in terms of like how compliant our co-op is? If certain members have not forwarded certain documents, does that delay our registration process as a co-op?
Yes, so one of the things, especially because we are pressurized with time, we want a store in December, people. We don't want an ID holding us
Yes.
back.
You
So,
know, we've come this far. We've paid the
yes,
monies.
and I'll tell you why there's two big reasons why we have to open the store in December. Obviously, the fact that it's December, so more traffic into the stores, and people do have monies in terms of bonuses, and people spend more in December. So we want really to catch that in terms of our returns as members, so
Yes.
that the store performs well. And then number two, we want to do this right. So we want to make sure that the governance is right. Every member should have completed the co-op membership form, so we have all their details, and they're in the register, which is what is required in order to lodge the formal application. They want to know each member is there, and they want to know beneficiaries. So things like that members need to make sure we have all of their details like that in order to successfully register this cooperative.
Yeah.
As I said, we don't want come December, oh my goodness, we can't do this because somebody didn't bring an ID. So small things like that, members should do them quickly, because there's still more administrative things that still need to be done in order for us to be fully functional.
Okay. And maybe this would speak directly to the board, because, other questions come as, Balisa, are there any circumstances under which shares of the member may not be redeemed, or maybe they may lose? Is there a clause that covers that in the Constitution? Oh,
What do you mean if they share, they lose?
say, would there be anything that would stop them from, as soon as the store starts making money, would there be any kind of problems if a member is not getting what they invested when they start getting their returns back?
Oh.
Are those such things covered in the in the constitution as well.
Yes. So
Okay.
yes, the constitution was circulated to all members to see for their comment and vote and suggestions in terms of amendments. So if members are not happy, they are encouraged to send through their amendments in terms of, maybe let's say they didn't see something that covers risk in detail. They can amend that. Then the people that will be lodging the registration will see if there is constitution appropriate or it needs a separate document for it. But in terms of risk in general, as communicated from the beginning, is that this is still a business, is
Yes.
still an investment, so there is a level of risk in it. You go into it knowing that sometimes business fail,
Yes.
sometimes they succeed, sometimes the expected returns are not as they are, but these are the estimated ones.
Yeah.
So, but we do have hope that what is being estimated and the brand that has been chosen after all the due diligence and checking the financials and
Yeah.
the potential of its success, that
Yeah.
we can be able to return the initial capital and the returns thereof. But definitely, risk is not something that should be ignored, but think of return too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with you. You know, every business venture, has its risks, and it would be
Mhm.
quite unfair to say to members, no, if
There's
the
no
store does,
guarantees.
you understand. That just
Yes, what I
someone says,
like the most though here, Mbali, there's also some level of responsibilities on us as a member in making the
yes,
store's
yes,
success. So you're gonna have to choose to going from that other chicken store or going to your own store.
no,
You
that's the
know
plan.
that you are contributing to your return. The more you send
Yes,
people there, the more
yes,
you eat your
yes.
lunch there with your colleagues or your family, you know you are contributing to your own
Yes.
store. So some of these things, it's the power are on our hands to make
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
make sure they do make that return we want.
Mm, mm. With this one mostly, I mean, Vanessa, there's 100 of us.
Mm.
Are you saying if 100 of us went and had lunch at our new store every day, we would not make that money back?
Yeah, we would. But Tabila is always saying most of the time people don't have the emotional attachment to stores, but they
Yes,
buy it every day. Now imagine when
yes.
you know that this is going into your pocket.
This is my
Yes, people that are
money.
looking to lose weight or whatever, please put that aside. Go buy in our store.
Guys, if you're worried about gaining weight this December, don't worry. Me, Nigeria, personally, I have people who are in the fitness business who can
Yes,
manage
we
us.
rather go to the fitness and not
Yes,
to go to eating
rather go to
chips.
the gym. But as for going to eat at our store, we're going to do that, and we're going to make it amazing, guys. It's
I
going
mean,
to
we
be
do
so
have the power of
amazing.
the numbers. 100 of people are
Yes.
accessed and guaranteed to go there. So every time you
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
restaurant choice, you know which one is your first choice.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And I mean, Balisa, maybe let me just have an estimate here. Usually it would take about 4 weeks for an organization to transition into a co-op. Is that what we are looking at as well on our side?
We are hoping for something quicker.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why we've been working so hard behind the scenes is because we wanted when the board comes, a lot of things are already in place,
Have been
so
pushed
that
out,
it's
yes.
just an easier to adopt and progress. I mean, it shouldn't be a big process after the formation. Now,
Yeah.
what the board needs to do is to create, is to take all the amendments of from the people, make sure that they are on the constitution, send it to the lawyers that are there, and then those lawyers see if the way they can put all these amendments, bring back the constitution. If everybody is happy, the board tells the members that the constitution is amended according to what you said. Now we are signing it. Then they take it back to the lawyers, and then the lawyers lodge their registration. And so it should be at least 2 weeks process, and then but ideally by end of November we should be a registered cooperative, so that we just buy the store.
Yes, and start
Actually, end
making
of
money.
November is far. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
yes,
very far.
it's far. Mid-November, we're expecting the registration of the cooperative if there is no too much back and
Yeah.
forth. But cooperative takes the same time as PTYs in terms of 5 to 7 days or something like that with the
Okay.
CIPC.
All
Yeah.
right. And I mean, group two will be slowly catching up and transitioning as well. What are maybe those nitty gritties that we need to be aware of, or that can help us prepare group two members for this process?
Well, they already got the most important one going. We can just encouraged for them to keep going. The payment, if the money is there, things do move at a faster
At a faster
rate,
pace.
and there is less pressure in terms of, because specifically now with us, we are pressurized in terms of December is now, and there might be no more stores to buy, and
To
all
buy,
the
yes,
stores might
yes.
be only available next year, and we want to start this year already. So group two has that advantage of the learnings from group one. Pay faster,
Yeah.
assist in looking for the
In looking for
sites,
sites, yes, yes.
so that we get
Please,
that and
please.
have more options, and that, so there is definitely all of us as members able to assist in terms of
Yeah.
moving faster. Number two,
Yeah.
it is the money and the site
Yes, okay.
that
All
are
right. Group two members, please, as you heard, if you know of any available sites or any available stores, please email us at stockfels@that.africa. We'll have the poster up again as soon as you guys are more settled. But the information has been out, and the requirements, the store requirements for the price that we have, are also communicated on the poster. So, but if you do have like some leads, feel free to engage us at any point before we get there. And then, Balisa, what can we look forward to between now and when we catch up again with the Barui team?
hopefully we'll be a registered co-op, and
Mm-hmm.
we would have closed the deal of the store that was put on offer, because that's what's priority right now. So those are the two milestones that we have set ourselves, Barui and the board. So
Yeah.
hopefully the next time we meet, we are registered co-op, and we know definitely that we are having a gym is in the store that is in question right now.
Mm, mm. All right. I think we can end it here for today. We've covered pretty much the basics. There's some comments here from Ukulile Nondabula. We are in it for the risk and rewards and the full journey, unforeseen circumstances and all. Do you foresee further funding, not equity related, being required from members, for example, working capital? Oh, I need to clarify further funding when the stores are operating.
Okay, that is a very batabile question, but I'll try to answer it. So when there's a need for funding, the board will communicate to the members that there is an opportunity, or there is something that needs funding. Can we raise that for that? But from my understanding from Batabile, she said there won't be any additional funding that seems to be needed, that will be needed according to the financials, and how much the store is, and the due diligence that has been done on the current deal. It's a different story now when we are saying we are buying a new franchise, but for the current
Yes.
deal, there is not that has been seen so far.
All right. I hopefully you are answered, Kulile Nondabula. Right. I think we can wrap it up here for today. But unless you have anything else to add.
I can't wait for the store launch.
Hey guys, we're spending December in Joburg, it seems. And you know, when the city people are not here, it's nicer. So
I can't wait for the store launch, and I can't wait for us to actually show people that
yes.
we can work as a collective, as Black people, as
Yeah,
people in
yeah.
different backgrounds, and come for things like this, because a lot of times when you're working in groups, there's always problems,
Yes,
but
yes, that's
with this
correct.
model, we can prove that if you put systems and processes in place and you're transparent and do
Yeah,
everything above
yeah,
board, you
yeah.
can work with people and make a success out of it.
No, thank you for that. And maybe what's happening in the world of Stokvels? Babes were Stokvela.
Stokvel is definitely very busy. December
Uh-huh.
is coming,
This time
and
of the
I
year.
hope with these journeys that are coming, we see that we can actually use Stokvels for so much bigger than things than
Yeah,
just
yes,
groceries.
yes, yes.
The evolving of Stokvels is a real thing.
It's a real
So,
thing. We've
yes.
seen it. No, guys, just parting shots from me. Thank you for that, Balisa, and thank you for joining us. It was a pretty nice, short and sweet session. Just to encourage members, Group 2, you are standing on 1.2 million. You know, remember the target is 1.5. We just DJ 300K Nyana short, you know, to get to the target, which I think is not going to be a problem. Proven by how you guys have just taken on the responsibility to fill in the gaps from the get-go. It's been really amazing. Good luck to the administration team. Good luck to the board. We're hoping to see very amazing things from you. We have faith in you. You know, the people chose you because they trust your skill set. They trust what you are bringing to the table. They trust the dream that you sold them. So we'd really love to see you do amazing things. But otherwise, from me, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to leave us a message either via social media, or you can send us an email at stokvels@that.africa. But otherwise, we'll catch you next Friday.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Felisa.